Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Popcorn and Coffee, a movie podcast slash table talk.
Hey, how
We're
are we
back.
doing?
We're back for chapter 3 of Boba Fett. Oh yeah, I'm Jesse. You're Jahaziel. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How you doing?
I don't know why, like, when we're just recording for the pod, I don't forget that. I don't forget. But for some reason, when we switch over and start doing this, I forget to introduce you. I don't
Just
know.
less formal.
I guess.
I don't know.
But we're here now.
Yeah, we are. It's another Wednesday.
Yes. And let's just jump right into it.
Yeah.
Before we talk specifics, what do you think of this episode compared to the other two episodes, tonally, story-wise, where it's moving to? Are you happy with it? Are you frustrated with it?
This one's been my favorite episode out of all of them. I like the way the story's going. I was a little nervous about 10-15 minutes into the episode. They opened up present day and then they jumped back to him in his sleep deprivation tank and went flashbacks again to his time with the Sand people, but they didn't spend the whole episode there. So I was happy with that. I just got a little nervous once they did that. But once I found out they were going past that point, I was happy. I think this was the best episode they've done. A lot of cool things came out of it. We got to see the Wookiee fight.
Make his way back. I would agree. I think there was much better action in this episode than there's been in the last two. The fight scenes were better, a little bit more intense than they've been in the last couple episodes.
Yeah.
And you can see the story now start to ramp up. And I don't know, and maybe I should have read into it beforehand, but I don't know how many episodes it is total. So, I don't know where we are. Like, is there 6 and this is the middle, or is there 9 and we're still kind of building?
There's 7.
Oh, there's 7. Okay.
There's 7 total.
So we're pretty much to the peak of where the story is going to be going. In that regard, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before they have to start coming back down. Yeah, I thought this was my favorite episode so far. They've all gotten better, which is a good thing.
Yes. Yeah.
We haven't had a dud yet in the middle.
Yeah. This one was directed by Robert Rodriguez as well,
which I think is so funny. It didn't feel like Robert Rodriguez, not as much as the first episode did.
No, not at all.
Which I really liked. And then you see
Danny Trejo
cameo, and it's like, this is Robert Rodriguez. They go everywhere together.
Yeah. That's sorry. When the credits started rolling and I saw Robert Rodriguez and I was like, oh, that makes sense why Danny Trejo was in here.
Yep. Yeah, you saw Danny Trejo and you had Stephen Root in there, who's a great character actor.
Yeah.
Let's just get into it. Let's just using Danny Trejo and these guys as kind of the segue into this episode. We saw Rancor.
Yeah, I know. That was super exciting. And to see it just like sedated, just laying there. And I thought because they threw the Wookiee into the Rancor pit, I thought they were going to wake that up and put it in there and have it eat the Wookiee.
I originally thought, and I don't know why, the Wookiee falls down in there. I'm like, they're just going to keep a Wookiee down there and they're just going to feed it. I'm like, oh, that's terrible. You're going to keep a Wookiee like that. But I was like, oh, he's a terrifying Wookiee.
Yeah.
Just visually to look at. He's a scary looking Wookiee. But I'm so happy they got a Rancor back down in there.
Yeah.
What is it with Rancors and Rancor trainers or owners, like, that they literally feel so personally attached to their Rancors? Like, all I remember is back in what episode was it? Episode 6 in the movies.
Oh, yeah. Jedi.
Yeah. When that Rancor dies, that guy's just bawling his eyes out. He's like, man, he really, that's one takeaway from that movie that's always stuck with me. I was like, he loves that thing. And then in this episode, I'm like, man, why does Danny Trejo love this thing so much? Like, it's a big dog to him.
Well, he raised it from a baby. He said he rescued it. It was his rescue pet.
He said they're very emotional animals. And I'm just like, it's hideous. It's so disgusting.
I want to see because Boba Fett said he wants to learn to ride it. I want to see at some point they need to have him riding this thing just across the desert. Just
that would definitely be terrifying.
yeah.
Um,
just jumping from sand dunes.
What do you think of the story overall and the twists and turns that this episode took? Specifically regarding, so you had Stephen Root's character come in. I can't remember the character's name, but he came in and well, said these punk kids stole from me. So he went and talked to the punk kids and then just recruited them to his team.
Yeah. I like that where they're going, how he's kind of, because he doesn't really have an army or like people to protect him. He's got the one girl, Finnick, that has helped him.
Being Wen's character,
yeah. And then he had the 2 Gamorrean guards, and that was about it. So I like the fact that he's like going out now and kind of like recruiting. Hey, you want to come work for me? You know, be my muscle.
I kind of thought the Sand People were going to be that, but obviously, his whole.
I still think that
they destroyed them.
Yeah, they were at least that group of them did.
Who killed them? Was it the fish people thing?
I think so.
Yeah.
Them
with the biker gang.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Yeah. I think there will be. I mean, obviously, there's other tribes of Sand People.
Oh yeah,
and I think they'll probably come in at some point, and he'll talk to them, and they'll help him fight in the end. Whoever he's going to be fighting, which I'm assuming is going to be the mayor.
Seems like it.
But
which I think is a good setup. If that's the case, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Because they set him up to be just, obviously he's not an intimidating character because he's real weird, like this weird worm fish thing.
Yeah.
But the character of the mayor is set up to be an intimidating character in the series, which I think is good.
Yeah. I'm glad they're kind of getting rid of the Hutts out of it, and they're just kind of like, they were just kind of there as a nod, and they're just leaving.
You think so?
They are nasty.
You think they'll be back?
Maybe for season 2, they might come back around. But as far as I'm aware, the way they were talking, they were leaving the planet completely.
Yeah.
So
hopefully they do.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that Wookiee sticks around.
Yeah, I mean, he set him free.
I know.
Which he could have kept him and used him as a slave and just like as just muscle.
I just hope he comes back just knocking on the door and he's like, I need somebody to work for.
Yeah.
I love you. I respect you now. I almost broke your back, but I respect you now.
Yeah, he beat the crap out of him too.
What did you think of that fight scene?
I thought it was
the initial. Go ahead.
No.
Go.
Okay. No, I loved it. I was like the whole time just like, dang, what in the world? And then he brought out the like electric knuckles. I was like, oh,
that's so cool that they have more technology. And he's not like, because episode 3 really made Wookiees to be a little bit more primitive to me.
Yeah.
You know, but I want to see him with technology and them appear more intelligent than just brute force, you know, which I really liked. I really liked that. He was terrifying, like legit. Him just breaking him out of that tank and then beating the crap out of him.
When they were stabbing him too, like he stabbed him with that staff and knives, and he was just still going at it.
They never stopped him. I mean,
no,
he happened to be standing in the right place at the right time. Other than that,
yeah. I like the biker that they brought in, the kids. I think it's cool that like they're using putting like droid arms and stuff on their bodies. Like
it's so weird, and it's a really interesting concept.
Yeah,
you know that they're just these punk kids, and they all dress like they're what do you call that?
Greasers?
No, like what do you call that concept where you take like vintage stuff and you make it metal, or you make it, I can't remember, there's a term for it. Kind of like a Treasure Planet. Remember the movie Treasure Planet?
Yeah, vaguely. I know what the movie is. I just don't remember.
It's that concept. It's that kind of concept. So you're taking like pirate stuff, but I'm going to give him metal arms. You know what I mean? I don't know what that's called.
Okay. Okay.
But they're very much that. So they're looking very vintage. They're all different vintage, but it's interesting. Hopefully they delve into their characters a little bit more and not just make them like there.
Expendable, like they're just expendable.
Yeah. Yeah. Because outside of the main chick and then the black guy with the one eye, towards the end, outside of the two of them, that's all you know about them. I don't even think they say their names, so it's just like, who are they? But they're really cool. They're cool characters. Their speeders are a little weird, but
they're like almost like they made them look almost like 1950s motorcycles, like the colors.
Even.
Yeah.
I didn't like the design. I liked it, and that chase scene was good.
Yeah.
Outside of the fact that he destroyed so much stuff. So much livelihood was lost by that one guy in that sand speeder, just running into everything.
Yeah. Which is like, why is he even running? All he had to do was just be like, hey, Mayor's not here. You can come and look. Like, what?
Well, then they'd ask where he went. And I guess he didn't want to tell them where he went. I think they try to make his character shady, and he really isn't.
Yeah.
You know, the guy with the...
Yeah. He throws me off with his voice. Every time I see him, I expect him to like have this deep voice or like, and he's just really high pitched and kind of whiny. I don't know.
That was the other thing that I don't know. And it kind of, speaking of like shady characters, sketchy characters, I guess, I couldn't tell like Danny Trejo's motivations. He kind of seemed like he was setting him up.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I don't know if he was just a weird dude who's just that way. But it's almost like he's like, here, stand right here and do these things. I was like, is he trying to get him eaten, or is he trying to really help him? I can't tell. So even when he left, and he's like, don't worry, he'll be back. And I was like, was that a don't worry, he'll be back in a good way, or in a don't worry, we'll get him kind of thing?
Yeah. And I couldn't tell either. I took it as oh, he's gonna try to feed him to him.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, that's how I took it. But again, like you said, you can't be 100% sure. You didn't know. The only thing that Trejo said that would lead me to believe that he is going to try to get the Rancor to eat him or to attack him in some way is he said whoever he imprints on first, like sees first, that's his like master or friend. And Danny Trejo has had him since little. So was he imprinting on Boba Fett, or was he just opening his eyes and then?
I don't know. I'm excited to see what I can't see Danny Trejo being a character in the show for like the rest of the show.
Yeah.
Either. So I almost see it as he's trying to get him eaten, and Boba catches on and then kills him, and then Danny Trejo doesn't have to come back, but yet he has his Rancor kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I think is going to happen, but it'll be interesting to see where it goes.
Yeah.
I really, really, really like the alien character design and all the practical elements that's not CGI. Even some of that Rancor stuff was practical.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when it's up close on an eye, and you could tell, like, at least to me, maybe I'm just dumb, but it looked like they created a creature and the eye moved on it. You know what I mean? Yeah. For those close-up scenes.
Yeah.
Or the Pike alien I love it so much when it feels like it's in the room with him. Every scene with Jabba or the Hutts takes me out because you can tell that's all CGI.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. It doesn't take me out to the point that I'm like, I don't care about the show anymore. But all the other scenes where you can tell they're using as much practical effect as they can really allows you to overlook the minor stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even to the point where his mouth's talking and you can tell like the words don't match the lip movement, which it always did in the originals too, because those were just guys in masks and they did the best they could. But it works so well, and it works so much better than if you give me this CGI creature that's just like 2D and it's right there. And I'm loving that.
Yeah. What else about this episode?
You have any negatives for it?
Not this one. Not that I can remember. I did. I really did enjoy this one. Just overall better than the others. I'm sure there was probably some negative stuff in it, but I was too enthralled by the fight scenes. Like once they got to the fight scenes and stuff, I was just like, all right, this is good. This is good.
The only thing, and again, this kind of goes back to maybe your approach to the character, especially Boba Fett, over my approach. I haven't read any extra stuff. I'd never gave him any more thought after the movies were over. He was always a background character that gets killed to me. That's it. Mm-hmm. I understand that in world he has a reputation, but that's as far as it goes. The show has not set him up to me to be an intimidating character at all. Like at all.
Yeah.
I don't know why people fear him. I don't know why anybody cares about who he is or that he's taking over as the crime boss of Jabba the Hutt. He hasn't done anything criminal, really. People attack him and he acts out in self-defense at best. Mm-hmm. He hasn't done anything sketchy. You know what I mean? Like even the scene when he went and talked to the bikers on behalf of the guy who stole his water. And then he realized that guy was ripping them off the whole time. But he's talking to the girl and she's talking back to him. And he makes comments like, I wrote a couple down. He says, "You've got guts." And he was referencing the way she was talking to him. Like she should be scared of him. And I'm like, you have done absolutely nothing to make her scared of you. And if it's based on your legacy of who the Boba Fett is, we haven't seen any of that in the show either. So like, you haven't done anything to deserve the fear that you think you walk around with. That's my biggest qualm. Because even when he gets into fights, like with the Wookiee or like with those guards in episode 1, where they surrounded him with the shields, somebody always comes and bails him out. You had his what are those guards called?
The Gamorreans.
Yeah, the Gamorrean guards come and bail him out in that one. And in this one, all his other gang of his posse shows up to help him get out of it. Mm-hmm. He doesn't do, and I get it, he's old or I don't see the fact that he's a crime lord in any way.
Yeah. Yeah. He still carries that. I mean, as a ex bounty hunter, he still carries that stigma, that
I guess,
prestige around, that ego. He's got that around about him and stuff. And the kid, like those kids even knew, they told him, they're like, "Oh, we know who you are."
Yeah.
So he has that. So I'm sure his reputation has preceded him around the galaxy, and especially on Tatooine.
I guess. And that's what they're banking on.
Yeah, but he hasn't in the show, he's not shown any of that we all know, the fans know him as.
Any aggression at all, I don't see any of that. He doesn't even threaten people. He doesn't even threaten to hurt people.
No.
He's just like, why don't you come work for me? He doesn't even make the comment of, I'll pay you more money than they're paying you. He doesn't say anything. He's just like, why don't you come work for me?
Yeah.
And they're like, okay.
Well,
that's it. That's as far as it goes. Like,
they didn't have jobs. So.
Well, yeah, I guess there was no work is what the comments are thinking of. But anyway, it's just like, okay, well, he's just not, I guess in my mind, I set him up to be like an awful person, like careless about anyone else in any way. So, I guess I just want him to be more Heath Ledger's Joker. So when that gang is there and he's like, look, I want you guys to be a part of my gang, but we're going to have tryouts. And then he throws a pool cue in the middle.
Yeah.
Like that's what, when I picture Boba Fett, that's what I picture. Just this ruthless guy. And I don't see any of that ever, anywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe that's on me.
No, I haven't seen any either. And I doubt we're going to see that. I think he's just become an old man and changed.
But why should anyone be scared of him then? I just don't understand.
Because of his name,
I guess. Regardless, this episode was a lot of fun to watch. And I love the world building. I really do. That's the biggest takeaway for me is the world more than anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else you got? Any other comments on this one?
Nope, that's all I got on this one, man. We got what set? Sorry, guys. Jeez. We got like 4 episodes left. Sorry, I had to count on my fingers. Yeah, 4 episodes left. We'll see. I mean, obviously, we'll see where it takes us. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe by the end we'll get Boba Fett and he'll have that blue elephant stuffed animal thing playing piano at his palace.
Yeah. The trailer, even I think back to the trailer of what this show set up, and you saw the stormtrooper helmets on the pikes, and it was a very menacing trailer. You know what I mean? Setting him up to be this intimidating character, and I'm like, nope, he's a pretty nice guy who's probably got grandkids somewhere, and he's just fine. But it is what it is. I just hope we see Obi-Wan walk through at some point. That's kind of what I'm holding out for now. It's just like, was that you?
Obi-Wan's dead.
Yeah.
So
true. Well, not if you do a flashback scene.
Well, I think that his Fennec, she is more hardcore than he is.
Oh, definitely.
I would like to see.
She just keeps reining him in, or he keeps reining her in. I'm just like, no, let her loose, let her hurt someone.
Yeah.
The only person who's scared of, from what I perceive as actually scared of Boba Fett, is the droid that used to work for Jabba the Hutt. That's in his house. Like, he's the only one that resembles anything. It's just like, well, I don't want to insult you. I don't want to do you. And he's nothing but nice to the droid.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was one more thing I do want to say. When that Wookiee bit the Gamorrean guard, and he's like, take him up to my sensory deprivation tank. I don't even know that's what it is, but that's what I'm calling it.
Yeah.
He's like, take him back up, take him up there, hook him up to that. It's like, just shoot him, be done with him. He failed.
No, like, he's creating this family and this unit, and it's just like, okay, I get it, but you're not what you thought you were. What? It's fine. It's whatever. I'm down for the miss, but you did that in The Mandalorian already. We already did that. Him traversing the galaxy, getting a ragtag group of people together. Like, we've already seen this, and I personally think The Mandalorian did some of these elements better.
Yeah.
Than this, or at least comparable, equally. I don't know. I'm interested to see where it's going to go.
Do you think at any point they come across like Star-Lord?
That would be crazy.
Think about it. Guardians of the Galaxy far, far away.
It's all Disney, so
yeah.
Who knows? But no, I'm having fun. I'm excited to do it again next week.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's all I got. So
all right, guys. With this dropping today, you can go, obviously this is on YouTube. You can go find this in audio form anywhere that you can listen to podcasts. If you're already listening to our other podcast, our most recent episode where we review Mark Wahlberg's Joe Bell just dropped today as well. Please go check all of this out. Just go listen to the audio version of this, even if you are watching this currently on YouTube, everything. Where can they find us?
Go to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Leave us reviews. Let us know what you think. We'd love to hear from you.
For sure. Thanks, guys.
Bye.